What is the biggest career mistake to avoid in particle physics? Here we are going to have some fun with the demise of loop quantum gravity. This startling model shone bright for a second and then died. Enjoying its demise is Dr. Edward Witten, a scientist with a big cranium, skull, remarkably big, but he works in string theory, the zombie model that never dies. He is considered one of the leading string theorists and is credited with launching the second superstring revolution. Some of his notable contributions include M-theory. Witten introduced the concept of M-theory in 1995 to consolidate existing string theories. Calabi-Yau manifolds in 1984. Witten applied Calabi-Yau manifolds to explain the compactification of extra dimensions. Fields Medal. Witten is the only physicist to win the Fields Medal, the premier prize in mathematics. Dr. Witten is a mathematician. Any physicist would know that considering vibrating modes of a Calabi-Yau manifold in 11 dimensions is overparameterization. The number of vibration modes is humongous, and through some magic they have to describe a very small number of particles. In other words, string theory is physics malpractice. A theory that predicts 10 to the 500th power universes cannot predict a single thing. Here are a few of his accomplices. Beware of a little sarcasm if you want to have a career. The biggest mistake is always disagreeing with the majority. Physics, science, is a herd enterprise. Particle physics is pretty much like this. If you pay too much attention to the foundations, you will realize that everything is wrong, overly complex, unnecessarily complex, and needs to be redone. Don't read in between the lines, where some high priest will smoke his cigar and play with capuchin monkeys. When it should be like this, the physics narrative should be simple, tight-fitting. No extra parameters. In summary, if you are going to succeed as a scientist, get used to capuchin monkeys. In fact, start loving when they work to open your umbrellas. Complexity is your friend. That is how nobody will ever argue with you. Smiley face. If you write something, make sure that you leave most of the steps out of the article so nobody can replicate it while feeling too much of an idiot to ask any questions. After jumping a pile of steps, just write, after a simple algebra, we reach so and so. That will always humiliate the readers. Have fun with science. Make sure to always kiss up to the powerful, and step onto the little guy. That makes up for a good hierarchy. Try to create the most outrageous hypotheses, but make sure nobody can test them. That makes for good popularization of science. It bedazzles the laypeople's minds, and might get you into books and even into a science TV show. Smiley face. If you reach greatness, your disembodied head will appear in The Simpsons. What else can you ask for? Who quantum chromodynamics? I asked my pet crow about how to make Who compatible with quantum chromodynamics. Of course, crows can outsmart humans. I presented my pet crow the hypergeometrical universe theory model for the neutron. He immediately told me, "Hey, this is the model for deuterium." I presented my pet crow the hypergeometrical universe theory model for the neutron. He immediately told me, "Hey, this is the model for neutron decay with the intermediate state W-." I presented my pet crow the hypergeometrical universe theory model for the neutron. He immediately told me, "Hey, this is the model for neutron. Where is the neutron as a dimer? Are those red lines the transmutation chords? They correspond to rotations within our 3D hypersurface. This is a teaser my pet crow told me to add to this presentation. Search the hypergeometrical universe theory to find what reality is. It is the theory of everything.